Hey y'all, it is February the 24th, 2018. And y'all, I think it's important to discuss a couple things right now. Like I said, nothing's adding up necessarily. Alright, so when things are so absurd, of course, a lot of people know or figure that out, and they'll take off to the races with it. Like on places like YouTube, and I know you probably heard of it. They always talk about conspiracy theorists and the like. I'm here to tell you, man, you can hear people say just off the wall stuff with these recent, mass shootings that people were chalking up a lot of them to false flags. Thing is, there's a lot of speculation that goes on. That's completely constitutional, by the way, just to speculate. Might as well. There's a lot of speculation that's going on, and the thing is, of course, a lot of people are going to be driven into the weeds, if you will. The thing is, that's kind of the purpose of this great big distraction, and we'll talk about it being a distraction more so, probably in other videos. All right, but I want to mention, there's a lot of things. Of course, there's a lot of unanswered questions. There's such an astounding lack of evidence that we've seen so far that it's kind of bewildering. Sometimes you might not even know where to start. I wanted to do this. This is on CNN's little website. And this is a list of all the people who were killed. Now, here's the thing about it. We really got to play the odds, and we just got to be safe and logical and reasonable about this. Now, of course, we haven't seen dead bodies. I don't know where that is. I haven't necessarily seen dead bodies. Alright? But that's not to say that people didn't die. Alright? Because that right there might get you lost. If you even think about that right now. Because here's the thing. You could think about all the evidence we do or do not have on the dead bodies. But what we do know is that some group of people, to include CNN and the media and law enforcement and these people's families, they all seem to be agreeing that these people did die. Right? We don't exactly have evidence to prove that they did die, but simply saying or insinuating that any of these people didn't die is it's tragic. It's a dumb move. It's really quite dumb, because that right there is in fact missing the point. It's crazy to think that the point is so simple, and yet no one's acknowledging it yet. The point that I've seen, and I would love, like I said, to be proven wrong. I can't wait to be proven wrong. But quite simply, there's no proof that Nicholas Cruz did this. There's no proof on who helped him. If in fact he did do it, because like I said, if he did do it, there was more than one shooter. So who's that guy? That's really the question. As far as whether or not people died, let's just assume that people did die. Of course you haven't seen no bodies. You haven't heard nobody talk about no bodies. Things of this nature, and it's very curious, but at the same time we shouldn't get caught up. Here's a young girl. Her name's Alyssa Ahadef, 14. We're just going to go through a list, just because, you've seen the shooter enough. You might as well just see the victims, in fact, because the victims might be worthwhile to note. Scott Beagle, 35. He was a teacher. Little girl said he saved their life by becoming a human shield, which I got to tell you is not the way to go, really. Like I said, the way the story goes is the guy died, and that is brave. I really don't know how it worked out, but he did wind up dying. And, I'm not taking away anything from that. I'm just saying I'd rather he had a gun and had a chance. Martin Dak Anguiano, who's 14, was also killed. And we're going through a list of the people killed. We got Nicholas Dworet, who's 17. Okay. Aaron Feist, who is 37. Alright. We got Jamie Guttenberg, who is 14 years old. All these children and teachers looking like shining, just, lively people, dude. Chris Hickson. It's a terrible tragedy to lose any one of these people. That's the thing about it. Luke Hoyer, who was 15. The thing is, to lose any one of these individuals would be tragic. And I think it's pretty important we don't lose sight of that. Kara Loughran is 14 as well. She was also killed. We got Gina Montalto. It's 14. Remember, he was like in the freshman hall or something like that. In the freshman hall or something like that. That's what they were saying. Joaquin Oliver, who is 17. All right. We got Elena Petty, another 14-year-old girl. We got Meadow Pollock, 18-year-old. That was the one with her father. Kind of got boisterous over there with Donald Trump. Her father, by the way, did not want to hear a damn thing about gun laws, by the way, at all. Helena Ramsey, 17, unfortunately killed. Alex Schachter, who's 14, who's got a beautiful smile. Carmen Schentrip, 16 years old. She's gone too. Peter Wang, 15. He's gone too. All right. Partly I did that just because, I felt it was necessary, but partly I did that because some people be like, oh man, you don't want to feel for these victims. You don't want to get all personal with them and understand that children are at risk. No, I understand children are at risk. And every last one of these children are beautiful. And the thing is, the adults in these pictures, they're also beautiful people. All right? It's a damn tragedy. And here's the thing, I don't have much for evidence on, that these people died, but I'm going to assume that they did. Like I said, the problem is we don't know who killed them. In fact, nobody does. And everybody is pretending like they do know who killed them. And they don't. All right? Either that or they're just all keeping it a secret from me. And that's a terrible prank, you guys. It's February the 24th, 2018. I'm going to have to holler at y'all a little bit later.